Welcome, my Action Principles champions. I'm Bill Fitzpatrick from BillFitzpatrick.com. I'm the founder of the nonprofit American Success Institute, and I'm honored to be one of your teachers on your wonderful life journey to success. Well, this is Action Principle number 23, Control Conflict. There's a time to argue, to stand your ground, and to demand respect. And there's a time to, say nothing and walk away. When you're looking at a problem, at a conflict, you want to pause and ask yourself, is it personal? Is it permanent? On a highway, you're cut off. The incident is, it's over in a flash. It isn't personal. The other driver is simply an irresponsible jerk. Well, you really have two choices, don't you? You can chase down the offending driver, risking your own life in the process. But this is kind of like, the story of the dog chasing the car. Okay, the dog chases the car. Now what? Your second choice is to take a deep breath and go back to listening to your music. Again, in the midst of the turmoil of all of our modern lives, you see, you're going to encounter many people, clerks, waitresses, customers, every day who are rude, selfish, and inconsiderate. Their behavior is not personal to you, not personal to you. The offensive behavior is indicative of who they are. Now, you have no authority over these jerks, and their response to your response is probably going to be what? A snicker, a sneer, or an obscene gesture. You really can't change other people, especially strangers. You can only change your reaction to them. Now, they've already stolen a few seconds of your time. Do you really want to give them any more of your time? Now, what about people who are closer to you? Maybe your spouse, other family members. If they really know us, it's pretty easy for them to push our buttons. So what do you have to do? Well, you got to create a mental gap, no matter how brief, in which you can consider your options. Can you see the problem from the other person's perspective? Is this fight that you're about to get in really worth the energy and then the lingering stress afterwards? Do you really want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to hold a grudge? Or, maybe it's smarter to just, let it go. In the name of peace, can you be the one to apologize and say, okay, enough. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, the average person is easily drawn into a conflict, while the superior person can listen and let go. Now, this does not mean that you always have to be in the role of the Pollyanna wiener. Always the one who's turning the other cheek. Sometimes you can, you should, you must take a stand, even if it means conflict. As a parent, to be an effective parent, you have to mean what you say. If you say, be home at 10, this means be home at 10, or there are consequences. As a manager, a lazy employee is warned once. But there shouldn't be a second or a third time without consequences. Finally, sometimes you must engage in conflict. You cannot control conflict. There are dumb, self-absorbed people who are, how do we say this? Always stuck on transmit. And anything that you say, they will challenge. Then you can only nod and walk away. Also, there are dangerous people. And the only way that you can control conflict with them is to stay away from them. So take a deep breath, Try to see the conflict from the other person's perspective. As a parent or a manager, keep to your standards. Give and demand respect while understanding that sometimes when dealing with a stubborn or a dangerous person, you may have to walk silently away. All right, please take a moment to look at the donate button and help us continue this work. I'm Bill Fitzpatrick, and I'll be back shortly with our next action principle number 24. Trust your instincts. Until then, hoorah, let's go out and let's do it.
Thank you for listening. For more information on Bill's work, the Action Principles, and the American Success Institute, please visit billfitzpatrick.com.